Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are reacting to a very serious political discussion coming out of Nigeria, where the speaker says this is the worst we have had in party organizational politics in Nigeria. And honestly, just from hearing that title alone, you already know this conversation is going to touch deep issues affecting democracy, leadership, and the future of the country. What caught my attention immediately is the frustration that statement when respected political analysts and public figures begin to describe the political system as the worst. It tells you that many Nigerians are losing confidence in how political parties are being managed. We are talking about internal party crisis, lack of transparency, godfatherism, manipulation, and leader putting personal interests ahead of people. One thing I always say is this: political parties are supposed to be the foundation of democracy. If the foundation is weak, then election, governance, even development will suffer. So, while watching this video, I want you to pay attention to the key point based raised, especially on how politicians select candidates, how internal democracy is handled, and whether ordinary citizens still have a real voice inside the parties. Another important thing is that this conversation is not just about one party. This affects almost every political structure in Nigeria today. Many Nigerians are tired, many voters are disappointed, and people want real change instead of repeated political drama every election cycle. So in this reaction, I will be breaking down some of the strongest points made in the interview, giving my honest opinion and also hearing what you guys think in the comments, because this is a discussion every Nigerian should pay attention to. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and turn on the notification, because we talk about trending issues, politics, viral moments, and real conversation that matters. Now, let's get into the video.
Far from the tree. The primaries would mirror the dysfunctionality, the crisis, the uncertainty, and even the idiocy and foolishness of this time. So that's where we are, the madness of this season. First, you read primaries with parties having several uncertainties around who is who. So ADC, I mean, if you take each of these factions seriously, and many of them are franchise, every year they come out from the woodwork. Kachuku was the presidential candidate in 2023, and here he is also claiming to be the leader of ADC. So just to be respectful, I think sometimes these guys in the political bloc are basically disrespectful, not disreputable in my view. But we take it for what it is. So there are supposed to be 3 ADC. If you take Ibekachuku, take Belu Gabo, Bala Gambo, Bala Nafiu, and then of course the more reputable one led by
former Senate President.
And so they're going to produce candidates, quote and unquote. We see the crisis with SDP, where it seemed to be revolving chair. Adebayo has been was elected as president candidate, and another person is coming up. So first is the fact that there's too many uncertainties, mirroring this is the worst period of time in party organization in Nigerian politics. In 2023, we have crisis here and there, but we didn't have this level. We went into the primaries with clarity. PDP was PDP. We may argue what happened in the primary. APC was APC. Labour Party was Labour Party. We didn't quite have what we have now. The second issue to point out is that we now move to direct primary, and APC has done well to kind of drive a real, if you like, this is an event. So something speaks like Hope Uzodinma carries his poster, his wife, and people line up in Tinubu in Lagos with his wife. So that conveys powerful image. quote unquote, of some kind of democracy in action. This is maybe a refresh, a harken back to 1993 with option A4. So there are two ways to look at it. We're making progress. We are seeing, no matter how damaged, flawed these processes are, at least that's a process. So in that very favorable analysis, the next step will be for INEC long ago to have a long time to structure framework, to stipulate processes and then manage them. And so we can see maybe more primaries better organized with more reasonable numbers. I mean,
Let me ask.
but the worst, this one, but the bad interpretation that actually we're not making progress, that we're actually going backwards, that we're having shambolic processes where even they count 1, 2, 10, 100. And so this period tells us a story that democracy in Nigeria could either be work in progress or it could be a work abandoned long ago. So we basically have work in progress, far to the finishing line, work abandoned. So this is more like, this is not democracy. This is something else.
What you have, I ask you two questions straight out. What you've described, everything has a root cause. And if you don't deal with the root cause, you're just wasting your time. What has informed the state we're in now, Nigeria, in terms of how the politics is playing out, is unfolding with breakout of parties here, with so many factions, with the court rulings seemingly undecisive and people interpreting it their way, chaotic, And then secondly, if you can handle those two questions, 33 years ago was the first time we had option A4.
And it was a clear,
no
clean
ballot boxes,
process,
no killings. Now we have option A4.
Also, what seems like option A4.
Oh, that's why I'm going to you answer the question. Have we improved? Are we improving then and now? What do you make of?
Okay, so the first question, what's the underlying cause of this? Collapse of state institutions. So take, for example, party management, okay? It might be national culture. There's a sense in which there's impunity, there's reckless criminality that's flowing in Nigeria. There is a sense of total senselessness and lack of constraint, word of value. So institutions, parties, you have somebody in PDP, but he's planting somebody as governor in another party in a state. River State, for example, could be a textbook analysis of what's wrong. We never had this way. We never had where there is neither logic nor sense in actions about politics. So collapse of state social values. I think there's a sense in which since 2023, the Nigerian state has come under the grip of recklessness never imagined.
What has encouraged it?
What has encouraged it is power, obsession with power, and corruptibility. Leaders who have taken charge have been so fused into the idea of corrupting everybody. They have bought up the judiciary. I mean, never we've had where the state provides housing to judges in FCT, for example. People say, oh, housing, come on. Why should the state provide housing, direct donation? There is a frontline charge for the judges. If the judges want to build houses, they could put in their budget. So a FCT minister, gracious, say, I'll give you a house. And housing is critical to well-being. 2, we have INEC officials report, and some of them saying we've got plot of land. So land in Abuja has been used as instrument of destroying public integrity of institutions. So we've seen patronage run amok. That's one of it. 2, we've seen a gangsterist kind of approach to, coercing, breaking down resistance. So what this has created is that the party management structure is gone, public value. INEC has neither the integrity nor the competence to even the space, time, to really engineer a process that restores balance. Then the judiciary, the big elephant in the room. Chaos is a kind word. Decisions are either incomplete, theorized, don't make sense sometimes. Conflicting judgment from judges. You saw the case of PDP. You got a judge in Federal High Court here. Then the judge in Ibadan says, go ahead. And everybody else, don't go ahead. And so all this come together. So when we look at what's going on, let's not just sit back and pick them episodically. Let's put them together and see a logic.
Wow. After watching this whole interview, you can really feel the level of concern being expressed about Nigerian politics. And honestly, some of the points raised are difficult to ignore. One major thing that stood out to me is the argument that political parties in Nigeria are gradually losing internal democracy. Instead of allowing fair competition, many decisions are allegedly controlled by a few powerful individuals. And when that happens, qualified people may never get the opportunity to lead, while loyalists and political favorites continue taking over position. Another point I found interesting is how the speaker connects party problems to the larger issues Nigerians face every day. Think about it. If political parties are not transparent internally, how can citizens expect transparent governance nationally? That is a very important question. The discussion also reflects the frustration many Nigerians already feel. People want leaders who understand their struggles, insecurity, unemployment, inflation, education problem, poor infrastructure. But instead, politics often becomes more about power battles and personal interests than service to the people. And let's be honest, many young Nigerians are becoming politically aware now more than ever before. Social media has opened people's eyes. Citizens are beginning to question decisions, challenge narratives, and demand accountability. That is why conversations like this are important. Whether you agree or disagree with the speaker, these discussions force people to think critically about the direction of the country. Another thing I noticed is this: the emotional tone behind the interview. It didn't sound like somebody just trying to attack one political party. It sounds more like a warning that if political institutions continue weakening democracy, itself could suffer, because strong democracy are built on strong institutions, not just strong individuals. And this is where citizens also have responsibilities. Nigerians cannot only complain during elections and then disappears afterward. Democracy requires active participation, asking questions, understanding policies, holding leaders accountable, and refusing to normalize bad governance. Personally, I believe Nigeria still has the country has talented youth, intelligent professionals, natural resources, and strong people. But the challenge has always been leadership, accountability, and putting national interests above personal gain. What makes this interview powerful is that it reflects the reality many people in Nigeria discuss privately every day. The distrust in the political system is growing, and unless serious reform happens, more citizens may continue losing faith in the process. But despite all the negativity, I still think conversations like this are necessary because silence never changes anything. The more people speak openly about political problems, the harder it becomes for those issues to be ignored. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Do you agree with the speaker that this is the worst period for party organizational politics in Nigeria? Do you think political parties can still reform themselves? And what change do you believe Nigeria truly needs right now? Drop your opinions in the comment section because I'll definitely be reading them. If you enjoyed this reaction and want more political reactions, trending discussions, and viral content analysis, make sure you subscribe to my channel, smash the like button, and share this video with others. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay informed, and I will see you guys in the next video.